Okay, everybody, yes, indeed. It is me and you. And that's what matters right now because we have to talk. We got to put things into perspective. A lot of stuff going on, something kind of big. Okay, so sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. So, yes, post-market wrap-up on this Monday, October 25th, 2021. People, no surprise to you. Zero. Actually, a lot of things I'm going to talk about today are no surprise, although they would probably shock a lot of people. What am I talking about? Well, today, people, the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at a new all-time record high. The S&P 500, a new all-time record high. The NASDAQ, a fraction of an eyelash away from a new record high. As a matter of fact, the NASDAQ was the best performer today. Okay, I don't think that's a surprise to you despite the calls for crashes and meltdowns and everything else that you can think about. But there's a caveat here. There's something I want to discuss with you. In fact, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that now before I move forward. I have explained to all of you since, well, it feels like time immemorial, that this market would go record high, and record high as long as the easy money comes pouring in. Now, no asset, I don't care what it is, even with, epic sums of debt being piled on to the back of this market and the Fed running their machine, buying assets, buying stocks, you're not supposed to know that. There comes a time when any asset makes a hockey stick move, like a parabolic move, you got to start thinking that maybe there's going to be a pullback. Now, I addressed the fact over the last few days that crude oil has gone stupid. It has gone stupid. We had WTI crude today go over $85 a barrel. It did pull back a little bit. Now, as you and I know, we know clearly, crude oil is, what is it? What's crude oil? If you know Greg Mannarino's work, what am I going to tell you? Exactly. Crude oil is the lifeblood of the market. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. It has no business being here where it is. As a matter of fact, energy prices right now are skyrocketing, absolutely skyrocketing. Natural gas futures today put on like 12%. Okay, that should tell you something. Everything I've been explaining to you from months ago is happening right here and right freaking now. Let's go back to crude. Understanding how important crude is to the market. Okay, that banks, Wall Street investment banks, are leveraged beyond their eyeballs in crude oil. Okay, there's a mechanism here to keep it propped up. It has had quite a run. What else is happening here? There is, in my opinion, and I talk to everybody, you know how this works, an overwhelming amount of bulls. Now, I still remain a raging bull in this stock market. But when was the last time? Think about it. Think about what I'm about to tell you. When was the last time this market pulled back in any meaningful way? It seems like every dip in every asset class gets bought right up. I recently said I expected to see Bitcoin make a drop along with other cryptos. Bitcoin briefly dropped to around 59,000 and all of a sudden, bam, got bought right up. That's how these pullbacks play out these days. There's nothing that lasts anymore, and every single dip gets bought. Okay, with that in mind, understanding that, look, I'm a bull. I am a market bull. I am a buy the dip kind of person pretty much across the board. In fact, across the board, when you have a central bank here literally running the market. We have a managed market. Okay, there's nothing free about this. There's nothing free about anything. We're supposed to have a free market and a free market economy. Instead, we have a managed market, a managed economy in free fall, contracting at its fastest pace in history as a percentage of GDP, and then the propaganda machine telling you how great everything is. You understand? but there is nothing free here anymore. So our market, there's nothing free about it. Okay, it's pretty simple. We have a managed market like a piss poor third world nation here. And our economy is in shambles because of that. They're not allowing a free market system to work. It's rigged to allow wealth to be stolen from whatever's left of the middle class. Sure, a lot of these people do have a 401k plan and they're loving it. They're loving it. They're loving to see those record highs just like they did in every single market crash prior. Oh, they loved it in 2008. Oh, they couldn't stop. Their hearts were pounding. They were rich. Sure, on paper, which means you got nothing. You got zero. You understand? All this wealth is going to be stolen in such a way that in such a magnitude that people aren't going to know whether they're coming or going. Okay, it's always the same story, and then they cry. What happened? Just a few days ago, I was rich on paper. I was a millionaire. Today, I got nothing because you don't have anything. It's kind of like your bank account. Okay, go to your bank account right now if you want to open up another window. You see those nice zeros there? It's not there. It's not. That cash is not even in your account. Only 10% of it is. I want you to think about that. It's fractional reserve. It's how it works. Those numbers are not real. None of it is real. It's all fake. This whole thing is fake. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, we have crude oil here that's gone parabolic. Okay, I explained it that crude really is so out of control that it really does need a pullback. Will we get one? It's hard to say, but I can tell you this: when I hear an overwhelming amount of people that are bulls, you need some bears. To balance out a market, you need bulls and bears. You understand? When you got an overwhelming amount of bulls and or bears, bing, 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 bells should start, bells should start going off in your head. Yeah. So, I believe it is possible. It is possible. Like, will it happen? I don't know, but I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that crude oil may take a hit, and it could be substantial relatively soon. And all that would do, again, we've gone parabolic with crude. We will pull back. We will establish a new floor, and crude is going higher. Higher. There's no doubt in my mind, and I would imagine yours, that we are going to see crude oil over $100 a barrel relatively soon, with the Fed running its inflation creation machine, no end in sight, the rigging of the markets, the fact that investment banks are leveraged beyond their eyeballs here with regard to crude oil. So what does this mean for everything else? If in fact crude oil were to take a hit, okay, how is that going to affect the market? Being that I just told you, it's the lifeblood of the market. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. So I would expect to see a drop in crude pull the market down with it. And this will do several things. Again, establish a new floor, a new bottom for crude, stocks as well, and they will move higher. Again, look, you and I have what I believe is the ultimate risk indicator, and that is the MMRI. Again, link in the description of this video. This is a market risk indicator, I think second to none ever. And right now, it's around 96, which is high green. All right, the next phase, we go into moderate risk. So we're okay here. We're okay with regard to the market, but this is how I would play it, okay? I'm going to let you know a really, really big secret, honestly. So, take a deep breath, relax. If this market drops, okay, if we get a drop here, what do you think people should do? Should they sell all their assets? Should they go running for the hills? Or maybe think about buying that dip in crude oil, buying that dip in the stock market, because you know, as well as I know, the Fed is supporting the market. I told you, we do not have a free market. It's a managed market. And easy money is not going to stop. I don't care what the Fed may say. If they tell me tomorrow that, oh, that's it, we're going to start a little taper here, a token taper. What am I going to do? I'm going to look over, number one, at the MMRI. I'm going to look at the 10-year yield. I'm going to look at the dollar. I want to see the action with my own eyeballs because I don't believe a damn thing they say. The Fed can say anything they want to. They're public enemy number one, and we need a revolution to overthrow this organization. I think we all understand that, okay? They're running the entire show. The system that some of you seem to believe in no longer exists in any way, shape, or form. You have no voice. But, you're going to get strung along as you're meant to be in the political spectrum. That's just all a distraction mechanism. It does not matter anymore. You understand? I think you do. Anyway, so that's what I see here. I believe there's a high probability. There's no guarantee, okay, in this market right now. But it looks to me like crude could take a hit. It's going to pull the market with it. Now, I'm not calling for a crash at all. I'm saying we could get a normal pullback, and that pullback will get bought. It might even last a day. It could last a day or two. We don't get pullbacks that last weeks or months anymore. No, 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 no. Oh, this is a whole new ballgame now, especially when you have the Federal Reserve with their own trading desk. Yes, the Fed has a trading desk at the New York Fed. They are buying assets, not just debt. They're buying the market. You're not allowed to know that's above your pay grade. Not according to Greg Mannarino. I think it's right up there with your pay grade. You understand? Let us move forward here, people. So I already explained to you. New record highs today for the market. Lovely. A lot of bulls out here. Too many bulls out here makes me think, okay, maybe the market's due for a pullback. I am not telling you to bet against this market. If you bet against this market, you're going to lose. You understand? You've been losing for I don't know how long by betting against this market, listening to some freak on some other channel calling for a crash or whatever the hell they might do. They're totally screwed up, these people. I don't know what they're trying to pull off, but they're hurting a lot of people. Anyway, I already explained to you, energy prices are surging here. Natural gas futures are surging, out of control. WTI 85 came down a little bit. Here's a piece of news that I don't think is going to be surprising to you. So the U.S. budget deficit just hit its second highest ever in history. I have told you since time immemorial, people, that debts and deficits are going to hyperballoon. It's part of the mechanism here. It's part of the machine to bring this nation to its knees. That's all that's been going on here for the last several presidents. You understand? A mechanism to bring this country to its knees, to empower the Federal Reserve. The last three presidents, the current president included, have done more to empower the Federal Reserve than every single other president before them combined. Combined. You take Obama. You take Trump. You take this Biden-stained thing that we have right now. Look at what they have done to empower the Federal Reserve. These three people, these three presidents, they have been the best friends to the Federal Reserve than every single other president combined. Does that tell you something? Does that tell you that the system you believe in no longer exists? I hope it does. They are actors. They are actors and you're falling for it. Don't fall for it, okay? They are not the government. They are puppets, every single one of them, regardless of what you may think. You're wrong, okay? They are nothing but mouthpieces for the powers that actually be. And that is the central banks of the world, who are a network of controlling entities, and they have a stranglehold on the world, okay? And they have made puppets of every single leader, supposed leader. You see, it's just a distraction mechanism, okay? Like I said, you have no voice. We have no representation here in the United States anymore. No free thought, no free action, no free movement. The premise, premises, is that a word? I don't know. That this country was built on by our forefathers, they no longer exist anymore. It's all over. It's over. It's managed. It's there's no difference here, like I said earlier, than we've seen these things unfold throughout history before. And unfortunately, people just don't see it coming. You did, because I've been telling you this for a very, very long time. I told you not to believe in any particular leader. If you have your faith in any human being, any at all, your faith is in the wrong spot. And I think a lot of you would agree with me on that. All right, people, look, a lot of stuff going on. I covered a lot with you. Let's, you know what? I forgot about a few things. Gold and silver quarter bid today as well. Crypto's quarter bid today as well. Watch these things as our economy continues to free fall, as this thing continues to manifest itself. And like I told you earlier, you haven't seen anything yet. People, let me let you in on another secret before I let you go. The internet is another managed machine that is being whitewashed of everything that you're not supposed to see, hear, or know about. I want you to think about that. Any other opinion that goes contrary to the mainstream narrative, okay, it's getting removed. It's getting taken down. Again, free thought is not allowed. Free action is not allowed. Free movement is not permitted. Okay? You are a slave, and even your own body is not yours anymore. All right, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. Please share the video. See you tomorrow.